Hey, what's up, friends? Kris Krohn here, and I'm excited because today we're not playing small, we're playing really big. In this video, we're talking about how to make millions of dollars in real estate. And I'm pumped for you because on some of my other videos, it's like, hey, do this deal, make 50,000, do this deal, make 100,000. But today, we're actually talking about the system you put in place that starts and ends with where you want to go and who you want to become. So, my friends, with that, let's get started.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
So check it out. Many of you know my story. I became financially independent by the age of 26, and yet that was totally different than where I started. My journey started with, hey, let's go to college and let's become a doctor. And as I started taking those chemistry classes, I started realizing, wow, my brain does not really think in chemistry. But when it came to stats, I absolutely love math. You know, that set me on a journey where I found my mentors in real estate. And by the time I graduated, where most people are starting their career, mine was over. I wasn't going to get a job, and I never did. In fact, the college job that I had that got me through college, that's the one that I drove up in my BMW and I said goodbye to my boss and I fired myself. And to this day, seriously, it still remains like one of my favorite life memories because it represented that I was able to declare my own financial freedom and independence, and I had to figure that out. I had to figure out how to become the person that could make that happen. And maybe that's why you're watching this video. So here's what I want you to understand. There are going to be a few videos that follow up in their series, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the entire game plan. In this first video, how do you get your first 10 homes? In the next video, how to go from there and jump to your first 100 homes. In the videos after, how to get to 1,000 homes. Why 1,000? Because I know some of you are out there are so ambitious, you're gonna be like, Kris, I don't wanna make millions of dollars, I wanna make tens of millions of dollars. And for those of you that define financial freedom that say, hey, private island or fly around the world or take trips like every other day, I wanna make sure that you understand that what I'm sharing can provide that for you as well. So let's get started. How to make millions of dollars in real estate? Step number one, my friends, is real simple. You've got to start with a winning system. And I'm going to break this system down for you. If at any point you're like, whoa, Kris, you're going too fast, or I need more information on that, it's all in my book. So you can download that. It's in the link below and it's free. But let's go fast and let me share with you what it looks like for you to develop the life of your dreams. First of all, what we're talking about here is buying single family homes. No, not commercial. No, we're not talking about multifamily. Those are big projects with big numbers. I'm assuming that you're brand new. I'm assuming that financially you haven't accumulated anywhere from anything from maybe a few $100,000, which means you've pretty much financially gone nowhere in life. And if that's you, I want to help you understand the easiest way with the least time, the least effort, and the least risk, which means we're going to take single family homes and we're going to rent them out. It's that simple with a few more important details. What kind of single family homes? Well, we're going to be purchasing them below the median, which in most areas means under $220,000. I'm buying a home just about every single day. You see, I'm not an infopreneur, I'm a real estate investor, and I'm doing this stuff. And my average purchase price on my last 1,000 homes is probably around $135,000 to $145,000. Now, the reason why I do that is because the market, when it goes up and down, it affects the $1 million homes, the $500,000 homes. It doesn't affect my homes. It's a blip in the radar. You hardly feel it. Additionally, we're entry level. So I'm talking about American Dream real estate, which is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, maybe up to a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. This stuff is really basic. On average, it's newer, nicer homes. And I'm purchasing these homes, and I'm not just doing a straight rental. What I'm doing with it is what I call, if it's in my backyard, it's a lease option. If you're using my nationwide system, I'll take you to the best rental markets where you can earn the same ROIs. But here's what I want you to understand. For your first 10 homes, single family, bought below the median, entry level, and I want you to do my lease option system. In my book, The Strait Path to Real Estate Wealth, I document the whole thing. And the very simple version of it essentially means you get the house and then you're going to lease it to someone. You're going to pop a sign in the front yard that says rent to own, no bank qualifying, and your phone number, and you're going to get phone calls like crazy. Not from people that want to rent, but from people that will eventually buy. So this is the system that we leverage over and over again. You need to understand also this. If you're watching this and you're like, Kris, I'm young, or I lost all my money, or I haven't saved any money, You need to understand that you don't need money to do this system. It's helpful if you have a few $1,000s, and you can accelerate it if you can put 20% down payments, buying a house with, $20 or $30 or $40,000 down. But there's even deals that don't require any money at all. Believe it or not, that's just a tiny strategy shift from whether you're focusing on seller financing deals or whether you're actually focusing on putting money down. That's a tiny detail. If you go to the link below and you order my book, you talk to my team and say, guys, give me a custom game plan. They'll walk you through the difference of when you need money or when you don't. When should you do the deals when you don't have money? When you don't have money. And when should you do deals that require money? If you have some money, and even then, it's just an option. Friends, how to make millions in real estate? Number one is you start with the system, and what you're gonna do is, the goal is really simple. You're gonna hold these homes, and you're gonna refresh the portfolio every 5 years. So that means that the goal is to double. If you can find a way in your first year to buy 5 homes, even with little or no money, then 5 years from now, we want to take 5 and what? Turn it into 10. 5 years later, take 10 and turn it into 20. 5 years later, take 20, turn it into 40. Meanwhile, you might be buying more homes along the way that it really accentuates this thing. But really, for the first phase, the winning system, the goal for this video is real simple. I want you to get to 10 homes. Because in the next video, I want to show you how to get to 100 homes. How you do your first 10 is not how you do your next 90. There's a way for you to go probably 10 times faster. And then the video after that, I'm going to show you how to grow to 500 and to 1,000 homes. So, my friends, we're just getting started in the journey. You need the winning system. It's detailed in my book that I'll give you for free below in the link. On the next video, we're going to jump in and we're going to do a deep dive and say, all right, once you have the system, how do you actually duplicate that system and go way faster?